status quo here. I apologize that there's a button, but we're here. And I imagine Billy's on his way to join us, Jim. And we'll get our class started tonight. We'll take these moments to settle into our body. And become aware of our posture. Today, let's focus on using the low belly and the abdomen. And just draw in on your navel until you feel the low back get fuller. And then relax it. Draw in again, squeezing. And then relax. You're actually changing the low back. If you squeeze enough, you actually feel that you sit back on your sits bones a little bit. You really squeeze. Kind of start to round a little. That's okay today. Just we're exploring. Relax it again. 2 more of those. Just squeeze on the navel and let it fill in your back. Let it change your posture. Standing view, when I squeeze my navel in, you can see it filled in the back body, making it flat. Now that I relax it, a curve kind of pops back into my back. Squeeze. Examine that awareness. Everyone find a wall space now. And you're going to put your hands higher up on the wall, about the height of your head. Fingertips are just fine, or palms. And back up a little bit and try this engagement. You're just gently pushing on the wall so it broadens your upper back. And then squeeze in on the navel so it fills in the back body. And then pull your hips back. So you're starting to stretch, actually, even the shoulder blades when you do this. So you're making your back very straight when you do this. Good. Relax out of it. Put your hands a little lower, shoulder height now. Back your feet up a little bit further. Make sure you have a nice level of balance. Upper back is expanded. And then squeeze the navel until the low back feels full. And then from there, start to sit your hips back. Now you'll have to tip your body a little bit. Stretching a little bit in the shoulder, back, hips, and core. Keeping the abdomen drawing in. And come out of it. We're gonna do one more round. Now you're gonna bring your hands to about rib length, so lower. And you'll back your feet up even further. So this is kind of like what downward dog can feel like. If we just kept doing this exercise, eventually your hands will be on the floor. So walk the feet back a little further than they were because your hands are a little lower. Squeeze the navel in so your low back feels full, not rounded, just full. And then pull the hips back and maintain the squeeze. So you're stretching the shoulder blades, engaging the core. Noticing the difference here. And come out of the pose. Come back to your mat and take a wide stance. Stretch your arms out in a T shape, but flex your wrists. So it's like your hands were pushing on imaginary walls. Make the spine nice and long. Investigate drawing in the navel. And press out with your hands. Press out on an imaginary wall surface. Breathing. Pushing energy down through the legs and feet. Good. Hinge at your hips now. Spread your wings. Keep the back full. And then let the hands come to a surface, perhaps a block or the floor. Keep drawing the abdomen in. Keep lifting the spine upwards, even as the hands and feet press downwards. Press down from your pelvis to your feet. Inhale, rise back up. Let's just do 3, nice and slow, so you can keep the core engaged. Exhale, wings, lowering, and swoop down. Inhale, come all the way back up. Trying to keep the core engaged, so we're really working from our hips. Exhale down, keeping the core engaged, drawing against that lumbar. Inhale, back up. Keeping the core engaged. It's getting tiring. Keep the core that active. Last one. Drawing it back. Still hinging at your hips rather than rounding your back. Good. Last one. All the way back up. Let's bring the feet back together. Hands together. And then in front of your heart. Squeeze the legs inward. If you can't squeeze the actual legs together, squeeze on blocks. Inhale, reach the left arm up. Pause here and bring the left belly muscles back some. You're filling in the left kidney as you stretch that arm away from the left kidney. Let the head hang to the right. And try to open that space. The left kidney is the bottom of your left ribs in the back. Inhale, back up. Switch sides and then exhale over to the left some. Squeezing in on the right belly muscles. Breathing and feeling here. Good. Inhale, back up. And just step 1 foot forward now. Probably your left foot. Lift your left foot forward. Hook your thumbs in the air so they're like hooked, like so. And then you're spreading your palms, reaching up skyward. Your chin kind of hanging in your chest. Pressing through the feet. Breathe here as you stretch the body long. And then draw the belly back. Stretch the body long. Draw the belly back. And now start to reach out slow. Pushing the hips back, engaging the core. Looking for that wall surface. And let the hands hang now, maybe holding the shin or base of the thigh. Keeping the feet strong. Try to draw those belly muscles towards the spine. Breathe, yoga. Press through the feet. Inhale, come all the way up. Bend your knee and step out of your posture. Take the left leg back, so we're on our second side. Legs are straight. Hook your thumbs and stretch them towards the sky. And we're pressing on an imaginary wall in front of us. Inhale, long body. Exhale, draw on the navel. Inhale, long body. Exhale, draw on the navel. Inhale, long body. Exhale, drawing. It kind of takes you out of the pose a little bit. And start to reach with the hands towards an imaginary wall surface, like the beginning of class, as the hips go back. Notice how the belly wants to relax, and this will put curve in our back. Try to keep the tone, keep the engagement. Hands drop down, holding the shin or holding the thigh. Keeping the engagement at the navel. Breathe. Inhale all the way back up. And step out of the posture. Bring the legs together again, about hips distance apart is also very nice. Inhale, stretch your hands forward as you bend your knees and look through your fingers. Open your throat here. Breathe. Open your throat, sit back, draw the navel in and push your sit bones down towards your heels. Draw the navel in, push your sit bones down towards your heels. Inhale, back up, reach up, stretch back. Exhale, swan dive all the way down. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step back to a plank posture. This pose is built for the alignment we're working on today. Exhale, lower down. This next pose is not. Inhale, cobra pose, drawing in on the navel. Trying to lengthen our spine in the back, not just the front. Exhale, push back to downward dog. As you push back to downward dog, remember the feeling of how you felt at the wall. Recreate the feeling at the wall in your low back. A little more intense here. Inhale, come to a plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, roll on up, cobra. And then remember the feeling at the wall as you press back, downward facing dog. Breathe, be present. Step your right leg forward for low lunge. So with the right leg forward, you can drop your left knee to the floor and place your hands on your knee. Actually turn to the side here. So we got the right leg forward, hands are on the knee. And engage the action again. Press with your hands and draw the navel back. Notice how it takes you out of the pose a little bit. If you take yourself out of the pose, it's easier. Keep that, and now stretch the arms up. Keep the back engaged and bend the knee deeper. Notice how the back wants to round, wants to arch. Keep the back engaged as you push the knee forward, toning your core, toning your abdomen. Good, step back, downward facing dog. Step the left foot forward, Drop the right knee down. Everyone take their hand to the low back. It's very important we start to figure out what we need here. And if we just don't do anything, if we don't engage our core and you put your hand in your low back, you'll feel this arch, you'll feel this curve where the spine goes into the body in your low back. See if you can notice that. It's fine to have an appropriate amount of that, but it's more flexible than our hips. And so instead we draw on our abdomen until that fills in a little bit. We don't want to go in the reverse direction completely, but we want to bring it back a little bit. So it's a little bit flatter. Then press with the hands and engage that action. You're coming out of pose. Then lift the arms. Keep the belly engaged as you continue to bend the knee forward. Now you try to create the arch in the back, but the navel's engaged by bending the knee deeper. So we get a different stretch, more integrated stretch. Good. Step back, downward facing dog. Engaging the deep belly muscles and press your sit bones down through your heels. Put that right foot forward again. Keep the back leg straight and try the same action. Hands on knees. Hands on front knee. Bring the belly muscles in. Keep it and stretch the arms forward and up, keeping the belly drawing in. Try to bend the front knee deeper without losing that connection at the waist, losing the connection at the core. Good. Place the left hand down, twisted lunge. Spread your arms and fill in your back body. Fill in your back body. Good. Step back. Downward facing dog. Breathe. And then step your left foot forward. Come up, hands on knees. High lunge. Hands on knee. Draw the navel back. Filling in the lumbar. The lumbar is the space between your base ribs and the top of your hips. Lumbar is the space between the base ribs and the top of your hips on the back body. Keep that engaged, keep that full as you stretch the hands forward and up. Deep breathing as you work on holding the alignments. Place the right hand down, twisted lunge, pulling the back body away from the thigh. Good, step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, top of a push-up, hold the pose here. Draw the back body in, and then take your right knee to the right elbow and step back. Left knee, left elbow, step back. 3 more, right, left, right, left. Drawing the navel in, right, left. Last one, right, left. And lower down, inhale, curl up, cobra. And then exhale, press back, child's pose. Making a bigger archway in your spine today. Pulling back on the belly muscles. Sending those sit bones towards your heels. Breathe, experience the opening of the back. Good. Come up to tabletop. with the toes tucked. And now keep your toes tucked and just hover your knees 2 inches off of the mat. So the back body is full, push down with your hands, and the knees are bent in tabletop, but they're hovering 2 inches off the mat. Good, press back from here, downward facing dog. And then lower back down, 2 inches off the mat. Press back, downward dog. Lower back down, 2 inches off the mat. Keep the core engaged. Downward facing dog. Good. Walk to the front of your mat. Inhale, stretch your spine forward, flat back position. Breathe. And inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, bring up your left knee and hold it in your hands. Just try to bring the knee up as high as you can get it, keeping the right leg straight. It's okay if you lose your balance, just come back to your center. Start again. Good, lower that leg down. Inhale, bring up your right leg as high as you can, staying on balancing. And then lower that leg down. Once again, bring up the left leg and hold the ankle this time. Bring the leg up as high as you can. And then lower down. Bring up the right leg, holding the ankle this time. As high as you can get that ankle joint. Knee falls out to the side. Good, lower it down. One more time, lift up the left, and now hook the ankle on top of the right knee as you sit down. Draw your navel back as you sit, both sit bones towards your right heel. Draw your navel back as both sit bones go down to the right heel. Good, and start to round your upper back. Elbows out, round your upper back like a dome over the shin. Inhale, rise back up, lift up the knee. Just lift the knee, the hands in the air, open the spine, open the body, look up. Standing leg straight and rest down. Whew. Just bow, shake it off a second. Inhale, bring up the right knee, hook the right ankle on the top of the left knee. And draw the navel back like we've been working on all class as you sit down. As you draw the navel back, send the sit bones towards the left heel. So you should be feeling into this action now that it's not overworking your back. It's not as strenuous as we like to make it out to be. It's so easy for us to over squeeze and clench. We want to avoid the sensation of clench, but just this drawing back that makes integration. We feel stability and engagement rather than clenching. That's the feeling we're looking for. Open the upper back, elbows wide, like you're doming your back over the shin. Good. Inhale, come up. Lift that right knee up as high as you can. As you send those arms up, think back then, arm and leg in the air. If you can't balance, just touch the tiptoe. And release. Step your feet wider apart now, but keep the heels a little closer for horse stance. Straighten your legs a second to catch your breath. Turn the palms to face forward now. Start to bend your knees, sliding the back of the hand down the inner thigh, the inner shin. Drawing the navel back. Pressing the sit bones down into your heels. Breathe. Inhale, come back up. Swoop those arms up, legs straight. Exhale, open like a snow angel. Open the arms, draw the navel in. Sit down. I know you're thinking snow angel is supposed to be fun, Richard. And we get to lay down when we do a snow angel. This is nothing like a snow angel. Pushing the knees apart, navel back, down through your heels. Inhale, all the way up. Snow angel arms. Exhale, snow angel arms downward with a horse stance. This is a snow angel warrior riding a horse into battle. Here we go. Navel back, sit bones into heels. Inhale, come all the way up. One more time, sit down. Focus on the details, not clenching, not tightening, but integrating, creating stability and structure through the spine, hips, and core. Inhale all the way up. And then step back to the front of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, flat back position, filling in the spine. Stretch your arms out like wings. Breathe in your flat back pose. Broadening the back of the neck. Navel protects your spine. Step the left leg back onto tiptoe. Let's just hold this pose today. Reaching out. Good, and plant the back foot down. Bend the front knee, but keep your core engaged. When we bend that front knee, we tend to want to dump our low back. Keep the core engaged and reach those hands out in front of you. Open the wings again, and then shift back to tiptoe flying wing. So it's the same pose we just started. It's a little bit of sequence. Let's do one more round. Plant the back foot, bend the front knee, keeping the core engaged. Swoop those arms out over the head. Last one, open the wings, tiptoe the left foot as you straighten the right leg, that's the front leg. And then step back, mountain pose, reaching up. Now you release the back into a back bend. Exhale, hands to heart. Very nice. Take a moment, feel your nervous system. Heart should be going, warmth in the blood. Be present for it. So now you know what's coming. Try to breathe more this time, y'all. I can just tell. It's easy to forget to breathe. You know what's happening. It's just the same pose back and forth. Keep breathing. Keep breathing as you go through. Jump, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Engaging the core with the navel. Open your wings. And then step the right toe back, right tippy toe. Left leg is straight in front. All right, here we begin our set. Plant the foot, bend the front knee as you swoop the arms, keeping the core engaged. What happened to the breathing? Good, back to tippy toe. Straighten the left leg, wings. Make this more challenging, just lower the body a little bit more. Plant the back foot, bend the front knee, keeping the core engaged. Send those arms forward. Tippy toe, straighten the left leg. Back to wings. Got one more round, keep breathing. Plant the back foot, bend the front knee, don't let that back arch. Stay aware in the core. Arms forward. Good, wings, last one. And then step back to the front of your mat. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Let the spine go, open the front. Exhale, hands to your heart. Feel internally. Heat, warmth, heartbeat. Good. Inhale, send the left arm up to the sky. Exhale over the right, nice and easy. Inhale, right arm up to the sky. Exhale over, nice and easy. Two more of those. Inhale, left arm up. Try to make space between the neck and that left arm. Inhale up. Make space between the neck and the right arm as you tip the body. I like to turn my thumb out as I turn my pinky side in to help open the back of the neck more. Good. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Slow. Focusing this core drawing back is helping us build a strong mountain-like structure, integrated from hips to shoulders. Good. Take a nice wide stance. Inhale, reach the arms up. Press the pelvis forward a little bit, standing back then. Then turn your left foot open 90 degrees, hips come back to neutral, and you stretch out into your warrior two. Drawing the navel back to fill in the low back. So now you can check out with your hand again. This is another one where we really often like to dump in our low back. I'll show from the back view. It's very common we do it here where the low back is arched. It's coming in. Hope you can see that in the camera. But today we fill in, making the spine feel longer and fuller in the back body. Looks good. Looks good. And the best way you can do that is just to take one hand and put it behind your back. Back of that hand, that right hand can touch the low back. Make sure it's full and straight. As you push the front knee forward, as you push energy into the outer right foot, the low back's gonna wanna collapse, really. We wanna keep that integrity today as we stretch. Good, now take the left elbow and press it onto the left thigh. Keep engaging that action. Press down with your left elbow, press down with your pelvis as you start to lean your shoulders back. Drawing the navel in and into your feet, into the spine and into the feet. Good, inhale, come all the way back up. Lift up those front toes, turn them back to center, hands to heart. Stretch the arms up, turn the right foot out, warrior two. Noticing that low back often likes to dump, so come out of the pose, establish the low back, and then re-bend the knee, keeping the low back integrity today. Planting the outer edge of the left foot, pushing through the right knee. Use that left hand to make sure that that low back is not wavering. Also a nice little shoulder stretch. And then tip, pushing the right elbow into the thigh. Keeping the core engaged, keep stretching your pose. Leaning the shoulders back, it gets harder and harder to keep the core engagement, but that's what we're working on today. Good. From here, just place your hands at the front of your mat, step back, downward facing dog. So we're on the long ways of the mat again. Inhale, top of a push-up. Pushing the floor down, keeping the navel engaged. Let's do those mountain climbers again. Left to left, right to right. Left to left, right to right. Keeping the navel drawing back. Left, right, left, right, left, right. More round, left, right. Good, lower down. Inhale, gentle cobra. And then pressing back, child's pose. Let's take a moment just to rest. Feel what's happening in the body. Sending those sit bones towards the heels. Good. Come on back to tabletop and bring your right knee forward so it's in the middle. It's aiming between the two hands. So the right knee is going straight towards the center line of the two hands. Then we turn the right foot in a little bit. So it's like a pigeon pose, but it's much more narrow than normal pigeon. It's pigeon pose, but it's a narrow version of it. Walk the back knee back. Now push down with your hands, even put yourself up on blocks so we can draw our belly muscles towards the back body. Keep that. And just keep pushing down the floor so much that the knee starts to get a little lighter. This is the pose, friends. Engaging the core. And walk the left knee forward until the left knee comes up behind the right knee. And you take the left foot wide. Draw the navel back towards the lumbar as you slowly send your sit bones towards the floor, sitting in between the heels. Hands don't move. A nice full low back. Draping our upper body over the knees. Good, you can put a nice big prop under your hips there. You can sit on a stool and just cross the legs there, Eric, exactly. Roll back forward, unhook the knees. Keep the knees together, but step the feet apart. And the same action, draw the navel back and start to sit back. Some of you will be able to get your sit bones to the floor. I can't even get my sit bones to the floor here, but I support myself with the hands. The action is still the same. Navel's in, drawing back. Nice and slow. We want to feel into our knee mobility without causing harm. Good, come back forward, tabletop. Slide that left knee forward now. Take the left foot gently across and then walk the right knee back. If you remember, this all began with a pigeon pose. We're now on the second side. We're going to push the floor down. Put yourself up on blocks if you have to. Make space. Always make space for your system. Push down. Draw the navel back. And just hold. But keep breathing, of course. And from here, you're going to walk the right knee forward. Again, you might want to sit up higher on some props now. Until that right knee presses against the back of the left knee. Right foot will go wide. Then nice and slow, draw the navel back as you press energy down through the sit bones. Keeping that fullness in the back body. And sit up now. Extend your legs out straight. I apologize, friends, but I've edited this as we're going through it. I think we're going to use our strap today. So you can go find your strap if they're not available, or at least grab it if you do have it available. You all know me at this point. You know straps can happen at any moment. Just have it ready. You can unroll in a second here. We're going to sit like so. Hips on the ground, sit on the ground, feet are flat on the floor. Holding. A little more core engagement today. You're going to sit back, holding your upper shin, top of the knee, or base of the knee. And you're going to fill in. You're going to draw your core back with your navel, opening up the back of the spine. And then you're going to sit back a little bit deeper until your toes have to float off the ground, and you have to engage your core in order to balance. So you're on your back of your hips. Breathe here, control it. And some of you are just going to stay here and focus on your balance, focus on your core engagement. For more challenge, you're going to actually hug the sides of your knees and extend your legs straight. So you're no longer using the support of your hands. It's more core control. Still pressing the navel toward the spine. And then more advanced, you're going to lower your body closer to the earth. And before someone explodes, you're going to come out of the posture back to how we started. Good job. You did it. Now I want to turn this from exercise, and that's great that we're getting some core engagement here, building our health, but turn it into yoga. So try to be aware, try to be mindfully aware of the processes and just witness and witness and witness. And this creates a state of liberation. Here we go. Drawing the core back, trying to maintain these details, even though our thoughts are here to betray us, wander us, frustrate us. Stay with the details. Stay with your awareness on the higher priorities. Sinking back, and then maybe stepping into level 2 where the legs straighten, hands hug the side of the knees. And then maybe starting to stretch into level 3, where we're lowering down, eyes and toes at the same height, navel towards the back. Good, and let's get out of there. Rest the nervous system. One more round, nice and slow. Again, some of you are really into the exercise bit. You're just trying to go for level 3 right from the get-go. But think of it as an evolution, that your awareness is carrying this moment through the 3 stages, or even just staying fully with the first stage, whatever's going to be your path today. Stage 1, stage 2, and then moving towards stage 3, whatever variant works for your body. Good, and in stage 3, you're going to pull your right knee to the chest, and then switch. Keep the core engaged. Left knee and then switch. Right knee, left knee, and then let's lower down to the mat. When you're laying on your mat here, some of you are going to put a little prop under your head. That's fine, because we want our back completely flat on the floor, from the backs of the shoulder blades all the way to the hips. There's no space. So if you want to support your head, that's great. And now we're going to take our strap and we're going to put it over our right foot, extending the right foot to the sky. Flex the right foot, drawing the toes back, drawing the pinky side of the foot back as you extend out through your knee. Notice if your sit bones or some other part of your spine tries to come off the mat. Walk the hands up the strap, trying to get elbows straight. And now if you'd like to extend the left leg out straight as well on the floor. And if you want to go next layer deeper, you put both ends of the strap in your right hand. Left hand can hold those far edges of the strap or be on your hip. And you flex the right foot as you take the right foot out to the right. As the right foot goes out to the right, the left back is going to want to come off the mat. Don't do that. Keep your whole back exactly on the mat still as you stretch the right leg out to the right. Navel towards the spine. Inhale, bring that right leg back up. Unhook the foot and place the feet flat on the floor again. Calm the nervous system. Settle the spine back into the mat. And then hook the strap over the left foot. Flexing your left foot. Drawing those toes back, pushing that heel to the sky, and drawing the pinky side of the foot back more. Engage, keeping the whole spine on the mat. If you can do that and extend your right leg, then extend your right leg. For many of us, when we make our right leg straight, the low back comes off the mat, and so keep the knee bent. And you can just stay here, or the next level is you're going to put both ends of the strap in the left hand. And then again, keeping your spine engaged to the mat, widen the left foot out to the left. If the right low back starts to come up, back out of the pose. You've gone too far. It's not what today's exercise is about. Today's stretch or exercise is about keeping stability and integrity in the core. And this actually builds the strength and integrity of our organs, maintaining strong core strength. Bring the leg back up. Remove the strap, place the feet flat on the floor. Just rest your spine, let it settle into the mat. And then take both ends of the both feet and wrap both feet on the strap as you put your feet towards the sky. It's okay if you're on an angle. If you want to get your knees straight. So if the knees need to be out, meaning the feet aren't straight up at the ceiling, but they're out further away from you, that's fine. Just try to get your knees straight. Flex your toes back. Flex the outer edges of the feet back. Ideally, the ankle bones can touch. You're gonna walk your hands up the strap as much as you can, where the elbows are straight and the knees are straight. And guess what? Our whole spine is still on the mat, even those sit bones. Drawing the navel back towards the spine. Focus. Go deep into the core. How can you improve the quality of the technique? Bring the whole back body into the mat. I'm noticing on the inner right mid back, I can get that more on the mat. This is the level of detail we're creating with our yogic awareness. Okay, to finish the pose, you're going to remove the strap, but leave the legs. So keep flexing the feet, keep straightening the knees. And now keep the back on the mat and start to send the legs away from you, drawing in on that core, using the core body, keeping the lumbar on the mat. This is going to be an unhappy pose probably for some of us, but transcend it. You look with the mind is not disturbed. Keep breathing, keep watching with the mind. And bend the knees, rest your feet on the floor. Roll to your side. Press up to tabletop. Bring your shins together in tabletop. Ankles touch, your knees touch, or as close as they can get. And then start to sit your sit bones towards your heels. My sit bones don't reach my heels. What I'm working on is keeping my back body full, even dome-like. Good. Let's extend our legs, forward fold, standing on our mat. Inhale, rising up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a nice wide stance again on our yoga mat. Hands are on the hips, and you can just gently let the hips move forward, pressing through the feet. Getting a little bit of a counter pose from all that core work. Gazing straight ahead, just letting the hips slide forward, stretching the front of the hip flexor. Back. Let's turn our left foot out 90 degrees. Keep both legs straight. So you might slide your right heel back a little bit. Both legs straight, pressing through the feet. Then slide the left hand down the left leg. Holding on to the shin at some point. And then inhale, come back up, keep the legs. Now you're going to turn your left palm to face in, so you're back of your left hand is on the inner thigh. And you're going to squeeze the fingers together like it was a sword. You're going to reach those left fingers down the inner left leg until the fingertip just gently caresses the yoga mat. If it doesn't reach the yoga mat, all the better. There should be no body weight pushing down through your left fingers. They should not be on the shin. They should not be on the floor. There's actually a free floating thing going on here. Just a gentle pressure, the back of your arm against the calf, against the inner calf. Draw your belly muscles in, like we've been working all class, and push that energy out through your hips into your feet. And then stretch your right arm straight to the sky, looking up through those fingers. Classic triangle pose, really nice. Breathe. Keep drawing in on your core. Keep drawing the navel back as you rise back up. Keep stretching your arms out as your body's upright. Bend the front knee, keeping everything else steady. That whole back body engaged from the navel. Even as you bend that front knee, final expression here. And step out of your posture. Good. We'll be able to maintain that core engagement through that entire sequence. At this point, you're able to feel the sensitivity of when the lumbar dumps versus stays integrated. One more deep breath. Let's go appreciate the second side. The wide-legged stance. Allow the hips to come a little bit forward. Gazing straight ahead. And turn the right foot out 90 degrees. Push the left heel back just slightly. First round, just a little, it's an appetizer. Slide the right hand down the leg so you can actually hold the shin this time. Left hand on hip. Just making sure we have a stable base. Our knees can remain straight. Our feet remain planted. Rise back up. Integrate your core. That means navel towards the spine without clenching. Then turn the right palm so the back of the hand is along the inner leg and slowly slide it down the inner leg so we're not creating too much pressure. That our core is doing those stabilizing for us. Just a little pressure against the inner calf. Maybe the finger will gently touch the floor, maybe not. And then from there, keeping the core integrated, lifting up the left hand, completing triangle pose as you breathe. Keep maintaining the integrity of the alignments, seeing how they all fit together. Stretching those wings apart. Don't add pressure to that bottom hand. Good, stretch those wings apart. Inhale, rising up, navel still back. And then keep that drawn back core as you stretch the right knee forward, completing your pose. Everything else stays the same. Beautiful. Inhale, come out of the pose. Stepping out, walk about. Very nice. I'm gonna try and change things up for everyone for a second here. I'm gonna relocate my camera, have a better view. We're gonna come down to a squat pose when you're ready. I'm not sure how this is gonna work. That's the sign of a tripod, friends, moving around. My living room here. Almost there. Okay. Let's see what happens when I go like that. All right. Worked out. So if you have some props, I recommend sitting on your bolster, or now you're going to put yourself on your squat, but we're going to support our sit bones. So some amount of support so that you can squat down and put both sit bones on a prop. Okay, so that's good. If you really have trouble getting your feet flat, your knees over your feet, you can even sit on a low chair. I want to burden our knees. And this should be primed for all that low back work we've been doing. You're gonna place the palms together. So notice my knees and feet are equidistant. So just measure that for your own body. But the elbows come inside. Close your eyes. And let the belly muscles from the base ribs to the pubic bone move towards the back body. The belly muscles from the base ribs towards the pubic bone move to the back body, dropping forward inside the shins. No effort, not pushing, not reaching, just moving the abdomen muscles back so the body starts to settle in. Slowly rocking back up to sit. I'm going to ask that you find a wall space again. And you're going to bring a prop, preferably a bolster, to the edge of that wall. So I'm using my glass door. If you have a strong glass door, I encourage that. So that when you sit back, you can bring the pelvis, the shoulders, and the skull to that wall. And just sitting cross-legged, you can sit as high as you need to sit. If you're using a chair, that's fine too. You just want to be able to have your low back stay connected to the backrest of that chair. It'll work out just fine. And put your shins out as far as you need to so that you can sit comfortably, cross-legged. Give everyone a second to settle in. If you're settled in, just focus on melding your back into your wall surface. If you're like me, you can find my back's a little lumpy. Certain sides of my back embrace the wall better than others. And you start to just relax against the wall. Close your eyes even, focusing on the spine. Now, very slowly, keep the back against the wall, except for the skull. The skull starts to drop forward. So it's like you're turning this spine, which is a straight line, into like a candy cane shape. You're just peeling the neck vertebra off of the wall, but maintaining the shoulders and the rest of your spine against the wall. You can even think navel back and down through your sit bones. Once the neck and the skull have peeled off as much as they can, allow the upper part of your ribs to begin to curl off the wall. Keeping the mid back, keeping the low back glued to the wall, making a lot of space in the back body. Creating a deep internal awareness here. Always keeping the low back against the wall for this entirety of the exercise. Allow any more of your spine to start to curl off the wall. It's not a forward fold, it's a curling of the spine. It's a making space in the back body. Now, nice and slow, pressing each vertebra, starting at the lowest, back against the wall. Working from low to high. See if it isn't a little bit easier to rest against the wall. Even. And change the cross of your legs. Let's do one more round. A little more attentiveness now. A little more of an embrace of the idea that we're trying to deeply calm our nervous system, settle the adrenals, the kidneys, and we're creating space in our back form, like a cocoon or a chrysalis. So don't stress out about your knees. Sit up high enough where that won't be a problem. Very slowly, working from the top down, peel the vertebra off the wall. The slower the better, the more detailed, the more tuned in to your own experience, the better. Dropping into that deeply connected moment where there's nowhere to go. See if you can't feel some deep enjoyment being in this shape, this humble, introspective shape. And slowly rowing the spine from bottom to top, back against the wall. Scoot forward off your prop. Line your backs. you have a blanket roll, you might wish to just finish the pose with the gentle blanket roll under your hips. If your low back can manage it, you place the block on its lower setting under your hips. So it does create a little bit of a back bend, but today we're just letting our belly sink to create a lot of space on all sides of our low back. You might not stay like this the entire Shavasana. It's good for the first few minutes or so. There should be no pressure or tension in your low back if you're deciding to use, well, there shouldn't be any pressure or pain anyway, but certainly don't put the prop there if you're getting any tension. Just rest flat. Removing the prop. It's been long enough. Stretch your body. Roll to your side. Take a comfortable seat. did some different things tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. Please let me know either way. Thanks so much. Namaste.
Thank you, Rich. That was wonderful. I love being taken in there by little baby steps.
Hey, Bill, you're talking.
Can't talk.
Oh, well, it's good to see you.
But I feel good. It's great to see you.
Yeah. Really had a dentist appointment today. He's not his usual self.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, Lynn.
Bye.
Thanks, Rich. That was perfect. Exactly what I needed.
Awesome. Take care, y'all.
Bye-bye.
Bye.